METAMORPHOSES by Ovid. Book 5. Perseus's fight in the palace of Cepheus. While Danae's heroic son enthralled the chiefs of Cepheus's court, a noisy mob crowded into the palace, not the sound of happy wedding songs, but heralding battle and blood. The banquet suddenly transformed to tumult, like a quiet sea that winds in fury rouse to raging waves. Phineus was first, rash ringleader of war, and brandishing his bronze-tipped ashen spear, I'm here," he cried. "I've come to avenge my stolen bride. Your wings won't save you now, nor Jove's gold counterfeit." And as he aimed, "What are you doing?" Cepheus cried. "Is this your thanks for such great service? This the dower you pay for her life saved? It was not Perseus who took her from you, if you want the truth. It was the Nereids in Neptune's wrath. It was horned Ammon. It was that sea monster who came to feast upon my flesh and blood. You lost her then when her death was sure, unless her death indeed is what you want and mean my grief to ease your cruel heart. Maybe it's not enough, then, that you watched while she was chained and brought no aid at all. You, her betrothed, her uncle. Must you grieve besides that someone saved her? Must you steal the prize he won? If that now seems so fine, you should have tried to gain it from the cliff where it was shackled. Now permit the man who gained it, who has saved my life's last years from childlessness, to keep what both my word and his deserts confirm. And be assured it's not to you that he has been preferred. No, Perseus was preferred to certain death. From Phineus not a word. He gazed in turn at Cepheus and at Perseus, wondering at which of them to aim. A moment's pause, and then with all the force that fury gave, he hurled his spear at Perseus, but in vain. It stuck fast in the couch, and then at last Perseus flashed up and hurled the weapon back, and would have pierced his enemy to the heart, had Phineus not dodged back behind the altar, shelter for shame to shield the criminal. Even so the weapon found a mark, and struck Rhetus full on the forehead. Down he fell, and as the iron was dragged out of his skull, his heels drummed on the ground, and his red blood spattered the banquet board. And then for sure the rabble blazed with wrath unquenchable. Spears flew. Some called for Cepheus's death beside his son-in-law, but he by now had left the hall, calling faith, justice, and the gods of hospitality to bear him witness that what was done defied his word and will. Minerva, warrior goddess, then appeared to guard her brother Perseus with her shield and give him heart. There was an Indian lad, Aethus, whom Ganges' nymph Limnaea bore beneath her crystal waters. His fine looks were striking and enhanced by rich attire. He was 16, full grown, and wore a cloak of Tyrian purple with a golden fringe. A chain of gold adorned his neck, a fine circlet his lovely, sleek, myrrh-scented hair. Expert he was to hurl the javelin, however far the mark, more expert still to draw the bow. And this time, as he bent the springing crescent, Perseus seized a brand that smoked upon the altar there, and struck the lad and smashed his face to shattered bones. Assyrian Lycabas, his closest friend, His comrade and his lover, long confessed, saw those praised features writhing there in blood, and Aethys gasping out his life beneath that bitter wound, and wept hot tears, and seized the bow he'd drawn, and cried, "I'll fight you now, the fight's with me. You shan't find joy for long in that lad's death that brings you more disgrace than honour." While he spoke, the piercing shaft flashed from the string, but missed the mark and hung from Perseus's billowing tunic. Perseus turned on him the blade Medusa's death had proved, and plunged it in his breast. Then, as he died, his eyes that swam in death's dark night looked round for Aethys, and he lay down by his side, solaced among the shades to share his death.